Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a holiday episode of Aunt Millicent's Cooking Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the show. It's obviously the holidays because I've got my holiday elf costume on. Tonight, we're going to be making a holiday favorite by request. We're going to be making a rum cake. So without further ado, let's apron up and let's get cooking. Okay, y'all, we got to go through our ingredients. The first thing you're going to need to make this rum cake is a bundt pan. These are all trendy way back in the 70s, but you can still find these. Usually they're silicone. Ours is actually metal, so these are fantastic, and they make a nice moist cake all the way through. Okay. The next thing you're going to need is some chopped walnuts. You're going to need about a cup of these. These have been around forever in our kitchen. We're going to finally use them. The next thing you're going to need is a package of yellow cake mix. The brand does not matter. And here comes the ingredient you're all thinking of, rum. Okay, you're going to need half a cup of this for the cake and about a fourth a cup of this for the glaze that's going to go on top. You need to get the dark rum. I just picked something I thought that looked good. I'm not a big fan of rum. This kind of stuff, I don't know. I just never really liked it. It's okay. And we're going to have 4 eggs. Chicken eggs. Don't be smart with me. Okay. Then you're going to have some vegetable oil. You need a half a cup of that. And you need one of these little Jello, or not necessarily Jello, but vanilla pudding mixes. That's going to go in your cake. Okay. And then we're going to make a glaze that goes on top of that. Okay. And for that, you're going to need a whole stick of butter. And you're going to need some water. Y'all know what water looks like. And then you're going to have some sugar to go in that. Okay. And then you're going to have some rum to go on that, obviously to cover the glaze. And then you're going to need a little bit of flour to cover the bottom of your bundt pan. So you're just going to kind of dust it, okay? Those are our ingredients. Let's start. Oh, I forgot. Before we start, go ahead and start warming up your oven to 325 Fahrenheit, okay? And once that thing heats up, we'll be ready to go, okay? The very first thing we have to do before we start mixing ingredients is to get a cup of these walnuts, okay? And we need to crush them, okay, or to shred them. So I'm not even going to bother with my food processor. This is the old school way to do it. Get yourself a baggie, and let's put this cup in here, okay, and seal it up. Get the air out of it, okay. And then I want you to get a mallet or I don't know something. And just beat the holy heck out of these things, okay? That'll get them nice and crushed. That'll be perfect, okay? So, on the power of Thor, here we go. Okay, I'll get your bundt pan out and get yourself some cooking spray. And we're going to obviously spray that in there real good. And then get that little bit of flour you have out. And you need to sprinkle some flour in there. I usually just kind of, I don't know, use a fork, spoon, something, and just kind of, you don't need obviously a big thick layer, okay? But you want to, a little bit of flour on top of this thing. It'll look good, it'll make the cake taste good. So there we go, okay? And now what we're going to do is take those mushed up nuts and we're going to sprinkle them all over the bottom here, okay? So just kind of coat it. This is going to be the top of your pan. Like y'all can't figure that out. But the flour and the nuts will be on top, okay? That looks pretty good, okay? And you can just shake it up in there, spread it out a little bit, okay? So now we're going to have to start making our mixing the cake mix. Okay, y'all, here we go. We have start making our cake mix. So the first thing I want to do is add my yellow cake mix in here. Got my mixing bowl. It's the whole thing, okay? And then the next thing you're going to do is a half a cup of water. Then a half a cup of this rum. This is a great still shot right here. No, I'm not going to do that. All right, here we go. This is a family show, okay? And y'all know the alcohol cooks out anyway. So you're going to need a half a cup of rum. That's going to go in there. Then we need some oil. It's going to be half a cup of oil. Okay. Whoa, a little too much. Just put it back. I think I put a little rum in there. Oh well. And then we're going to have to put in our pudding pack. This is our little 3.5 ounce pudding pack. And then you're going to have to start putting your eggs in. I did not pre-break these, so y'all know what an egg looks like. You know how to put one in, no big deal. So I want to go ahead and mix this up, and I'll be back. But make sure you put 4 eggs in here, not like I just did. I just put 1 in, okay? Okay, y'all, we are back. I have my bundt pan with my nut topping in it. And this is all nice and mixed up and it looks very much like a cake mix, okay? So just pour this guy right in there. And what you're going to do is, I did tell you to pre-bake your oven to 325, so it should be already nice and heated up now. If it's not, go ahead and take care of that before you put it in. And I'm going to scoot the rest of this here slowly, but you get the idea. So this is going to go in the oven for 1 hour, okay? Your oven might be slightly different. Because if you're like my oven and it does kind of whatever the heck it wants to do, you may have to check it. So cook for an hour and then check it and see if you think it's done, okay? Then it should pop out on you, okay? So I'll be back. Gosh, I gotta wear this for an hour. Oh, poor me. I'll be back. Okay, y'all, here we go. The cake is done. It's very hot, so I got my little mitts here. So we're gonna pull this out of the oven and let it sit for a while. You just let it cool off, okay? But we're not done yet. We're going to make a glaze that goes on top of this thing. So if you stand by, we'll pop this thing out when it cools off and we'll get to the glaze, okay? So don't go away. Got it? Okay, guys, once again, Aunt Millicent has messed up her microphone. I forgot to turn it on. When you have to wait for baked goods to bake and things to cool off, the microphone sits and sometimes you just forget to turn it on. So we're making the glaze here. I put in my butter. You put in 1/8 cup of water. By the way, that's a whole stick of butter. And pardon my stove. Sorry, it was so dirty. I don't know why I didn't take a minute to clean it up. This is a 1/2 cup of sugar for the glaze. And you're going to let that, I think that's everything. Yeah, just stir it up and melt it. Okay, you're going to bring it to a kind of a boil. And you'll see what that'll look like in just a second. And boom, there you go. So it turns into this nice little goulash, okay? And it's pretty thick, so stir it up real good. And this is when you're going to add your rum, okay? So we have our, I think this is a 1/2 cup, or maybe it's a 1/4. I think it's a fourth. Don't put the half in. Ooh, 1/4 cup of rum. There you go. And you're going to cook that for a while. Let that cook thoroughly. Warm it up real good. Stir it, okay? And you know, any cook worth their salt knows that rum's going to, alcohol at least, is going to burn out pretty good. So no worries there, right? All right. So that's that. So now we're back at the table here, or the bench, and we're going to pour this over that. I didn't even use half of this mixture when I poured it in. And I got a little spoon to help myself out a little bit. A little trick I thought of later is to take a chopstick and poke some holes in your cake, and that'll let that stuff infiltrate deep layers in that cake. And I tell you, the rum or the glaze makes it really, really good. Okay, so I've got myself a nice little cake plate or cake pan here to view it on and display it. But put that glaze on there. And, you know, as much as you feel comfortable with, as long as you don't drown the cake, okay? And I think that's about it. Believe it or not, I remember to turn the mic on for this part. So here I come again. Okay, y'all, we made it to the dining room, and I have my rum cake with me. And here we go. It turned out really nice and moist. You can see the walnuts there on that side. So let's take us a little bite, shall we? And see what we think. Cat is here to visit. Very nice, very good. It's got a nice sugary texture, and you can really get into that crust. It's really nice, that bunked crust that you see. So this concludes our rum cake episode, and I hope you had a good time making your rum cakes. And I hope you all have a wonderful holiday wherever you are, however you celebrate. I have been dressed in this costume for probably well over 2.5, 3 hours, so I think I need to go change. It's getting a little hot. But yeah, I suffer for y'all so much from my art. So without further ado, I wish you all a very happy and healthy holidays and bon appetit.